This is Luke Skywalker, legendary Jedi, estranged uncle, and reluctant teacher. He's faced the deadliest threats the galaxy far, far away has to offer. But his greatest foe, apparently, was a simple glass of milk. Welcome to Explainiac. I'm Dan Casey, and today we're trying to uncover the truth behind Luke Skywalker's untimely demise in The Last Jedi. Now, you might think that you know how Luke Skywalker died, but the truth of his death might be far more tragic and preventable than any of us might have thought previously. Now, sometimes a fan theory just worms its way into my skull. It's a theory that's so delightfully dumb but still kind of plausible so that I cannot stop thinking about it. First, it happened with Varys as a merman. That's right, a merman! And then again with the bigger Luke theory. It's ruined my fucking life. And now we have this latest dose of brain poison. But before we get into what this is, let's examine the facts surrounding Luke's death as we understand them. Now, during the epic finale of The Last Jedi, we see Luke Skywalker walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole First Order. Standing opposite his estranged and high-key thick nephew Kylo Ren, he stands there and he buys the devastated remnants of the Resistance enough time to escape their would-be murderers. However, Luke is not actually here on the planet Crate with Kylo, the First Order, and the Resistance. He's actually halfway across the galaxy far, far away on the planet Octo, meditating on his favorite rock and using the Force to project his consciousness to Crate as a clever ruse. Now, to use the Force like this requires apparently a lethal amount of effort, draining Luke of his remaining vitality. Staring into the setting sun like he did so many moons ago back on Tatooine in A New Hope, Luke comes to terms with his fate and goes gently into that good night, leaving naught behind but a robe flapping in the breeze. What happened to his metal arm? Nobody knows. But is the incredible strain of using the Force what really killed Luke Skywalker? Or is it the result of a foodborne illness? Is Luke undergoing the ravaging effects of drinking raw, unpasteurized milk straight from a Thala-Siren when he was trying to gross out Rey by showing her what a gross-ass mountain man he's truly become? Let's investigate. Now, this theory first came to my attention back in January when I was browsing Reddit, and I've thought about it honestly nearly every day ever since. First posited by user Foam Cup Phone and preserved for posterity by Neil Kenneth, the theory is simple, and I quote, "Luke was the greatest and most powerful Jedi ever. Do you really believe he died because he used too much Force? No. Luke drank raw, unpasteurized green titty milk directly from a four-boobied alien llama walrus. 2 hours later, he was buckled over a rock in the fetal position, sweating profusely." End quote. I know what you're thinking. Chances are you've already drafted something very mean in the comments and probably very personal. And you know what? You're welcome to be rude. It's your God-given right as a citizen of this here internet. But honestly, let's explore this bonkers bit of theory crafting for a moment, shall we? Now, according to the FDA, raw milk or unpasteurized milk can harbor dangerous microorganisms that can pose serious health risks. Raw milk can contain germs like Brucella, E. coli, Listeria, Salmonella, and much more. And according to the CDC, drinking raw milk can lead to days and days of diarrhea, stomach cramps, vomiting, and even severe illnesses like Guillain-Barré syndrome, which can lead to paralysis, kidney failure, stroke, and even death. Sounds like a pretty dangerous beverage, right? Well, clearly Thala-Siren milk is a regular staple of Luke's diet on Octo. He doesn't eat the porgs, but he does go spearfishing to get those omega-3s and fish oils that his body craves. He's older, his joints need it, and then he washes it all down with a him-warm glass of Thala-Siren milk. Now, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Luke regularly heats his milk up to kill any harmful bacteria first. When we see him glurp the green goo in The Last Jedi, though, it's done almost as an act of defiance. It's a means of grossing Rey out by drinking it straight from the proverbial tap, and proving that he is a certified messy boy rather than a worthwhile teacher. And in this moment, Luke Skywalker seals his own fate. We witness some of the symptoms play out over the course of this movie, and while the movie's only 2 hours and change, popular estimates say its events take place over the span of 2 to 3 days. Now, if you look at the average incubation period of E. coli, a common bacteria found in things like raw milk, it's about 3 to 4 days. That means, on average, it takes about 3 days after ingesting tainted materials for these symptoms to manifest. Now, that said, they can manifest in as little as a single day. Trust me, I had food poisoning this weekend. Either way, it lines up with the timeline of the film. Now, certain strains of E. coli produce something called a Shiga toxin, and that makes you very sick and almost definitely causes diarrhea. In some cases, though, Shiga toxin producing E. coli can have a range of intense neurological effects, including vivid hallucinations. Does that sound familiar? Because while I'm grateful that Rian Johnson didn't show us the Last Jedi, he did treat us to an extended sequence where Luke prepares to burn the sacred texts and communes with Yoda's spirit, who ultimately summons a bolt of lightning to set the tree and the books inside ablaze. Now, is this yet another beautiful moment in Star Wars history that speaks to that ineffable energy that binds all of us luminous beings together across the universe? Or is it the bacteria-addled hallucinations of a lonely man deep in the throes of food poisoning? Okay, look, maybe the green milk isn't what killed Luke. Maybe Luke's evolution from drinking blue milk to green milk is just an unreasonably creamy representation of his hero's journey. Chances are his death was not the result of some sort of sci-fi food poisoning, but this deeply silly fan theory, I don't know, it offers a lot. It makes me very happy. It's a very fun way to parse Luke's actions throughout Episode 8. But tell me, what do you think about this fan theory? What's your favorite low-key insane Star Wars theory? Let me know in the comments below and give me a big thumbs up while you're there. It's so thick. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss a new episode. And if you want even more genuinely bonkers fan theories like this, make sure you check out past episodes of Explainiac, which you can watch right now on Nerdist channels. And if you have suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comments or tweet me directly at Dan Casey. This is an evolving process, and I want you to be a part of it. And remember, not everything in life can be explained, but for everything else, there's this show.